So today, this time, we're gonna have lunch, and my mission with traveling, one of the missions is to experience like local food in every city. And then this Kobe is, some people might know, Kobe. One of the most famous one is called Kobe beef, and which is also like the name, origin of the name of the beloved professional basketball player Kobe Bryant. His name is, I heard the story that his father loved Kobe beef so much, so he named his son after that. So, well, yeah, I haven't had it before actually, so maybe the first time to have it. So, okay. So this Sannomiya station is like a hub of traffic, as I said. So there are many restaurants around the station, and then the place that we are heading right now is called Kitanozaka area, which is like it's known for the international housings where like the people from abroad used to live, and then those houses are still remained as a kind of like a museum where you can visit and sit inside. So it's I think I'm gonna mention like the history of those places. But before going there, we'll be having the Kobe beef restaurant. Yeah. Just arrived, like I took a 3 minutes walk from the station. It's called Kobe Beef Miyabi. I got to know this place through the Korean YouTuber who is, like doing a lot of activities in Japan, and Jeho-san. And then this one is receiving many awards for providing Kobe beef. So yeah, let's go check it out. She's one of the, right now, like the top female figure skater in Japan. So these are the menu for the lunch, and then they have a really great selection of beef. And then the one that I recommended was this one. So it's like you compare like different parts of the beef, but I want to be still be humble. So I chose this one. Still good. I think it's like a 220 grams and then chimans, and then yeah, it's still a good deal, I guess. And then yeah, that's what I'm gonna have. And we've decided to have this Kobe Chutoro for one piece, and then so that's gonna be, I think, good. すごい。
ありがとうございます。あれ私と聞こえてる？
Very entertaining.
これが神戸牛ポーズです。はい、神戸ビーありがとうございます。
Okay, いただきます。I'm gonna have a salad.
右と左の半分ずつ。その状態で品評会にかけて、
はいはい。
合格したら神戸牛。
なるほど。
それ以外は但馬牛。で、品評会にかけるということは優劣がついてる。
So the chef, Mr. Hinokami is the name, which appeared in Demon Slayer. So it's really cool, I thought. Anyway, he was great at entertaining customers, sharing his great knowledge about Kobe beef. From here, I'd like to share what I learned about Kobe beef, both from his explanation and my own research. It might be a bit long, but I hope you will enjoy it while enjoying his beautiful knife skills on this iron plate. So Kobe beef is the highest grade of beef from Tajima cattle raised in Hyogo Prefecture. Its official Japanese name is Kobe Niku. To qualify as Kobe beef, cattle must meet strict standards for bloodline, raising methods, and meat quality. Tajima cattle, which have maintained their pure bloodline since the Edo period, are considered the most prestigious among Japan's top 3 Wagyu brands, which are Kobe beef, Matsuzaka beef, and Omi beef. In 2009, Kobe beef was recognized internationally as one of the world's most expensive foods. So let me unveil the history of Tajima cattle. Have you heard of the term Wagyu? Wagyu refers to beef cattle breeds developed from Japanese native stock specifically for meat production. There are 4 breeds of Wagyu: Japanese black, Japanese brown, Japanese pod, and the Japanese Shorthorn, with Japanese black making up 19% of all Wagyu. Tajima cattle belong to the Japanese black category, and remarkably, 99.9% of Japanese black cattle carry Tajima cattle bloodlines. So why do Tajima cattle have such strong genetics? The origin of Tajima cattle can be traced back to cattle that were raised as livestock on the Korean peninsula in 390 BC in the Yayoi period, which were brought to the Tajima region of Hyogo Prefecture along with immigrant settlers. Since meat consumption was prohibited in Japan for over 1,000 years since the Nara period, these cattle were valued for carrying loads and farming work. During the construction of Osaka Castle in the Warring States period, Tajima cattle were chosen to transport stones for building the castle walls. You may forget your lunch, but don't forget your umbrella. This saying reflects how rainy the Tajima region of Hyogo Prefecture is, with significant temperature differences between day and night. The mountains were rich in water, wild grass, and medicinal herbs. In summer, the cattle were kept in pastures high in the mountains away from villages, where they grew strong and healthy by eating nutritious feed and traveling up and down steep mountain paths. In an era before developed roads and transportation, breeding with cattle from other regions was difficult in Tajima, which was surrounded by steep mountains and valleys. Breeding continued only within these valleys. This resulted in successful preservation of superior genes and established the Tajima cattle bloodline. This is known as closed breeding. When the Meiji era began and the ban on meat consumption was lifted, increased demand for beef led to government-initiated breeding improvements of cattle throughout Japan, including Tajima cattle. However, the improvements failed with Tajima cattle as their large body made them unsuitable for work in narrow terraced rice fields, and they developed rough temperaments and decreased meat quality. So purebred Tajima cattle nearly went extinct. During this crisis, the only 4 Tajima cattle that had escaped breeding improvements were discovered in a remote mountain village in the Oji district of Kami Town, Hyogo. The cattle were called Cattle of Miracles. Located at an altitude of 700 meters and far from other villages, the natural isolation of this area had protected these cattle from breeding modifications. One of these 4 remaining cattle became the ancestor of Tajirigo bull, known as the Great Father of Wagyu, which went on to produce astounding 1,500 offspring in its lifetime. Today's 3 major Japanese Wagyu brands, Kobe beef, Matsusaka beef, and Omi beef, can all trace their lineage back to this Tajirigo bull. The highest quality meat from the already superior Tajima cattle came to be known as Kobe meat or Kobe beef. Authentic Kobe beef bears a certification mark in the shape of the chrysanthemum, the prefectural flower of Hyogo. It has now become a world-renowned luxury beef brand known as Kobe beef.
なるほど。
少し醤油とわさび乗せるだけで多分大丈夫。
ありがとうございます。
Let's see, いただきます。So what I recommended is that you eat without taste, without putting anything first.
Farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, non ci sei tuato cibo d'amore, delle belle turbando al riposo.
How's the taste? I'm so impressed. Kobe beef. Amazing. Amazing. With wasabi.
Farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, non ci sei tuato cibo d'amore, delle belle turbando al riposo.
appreciate his explanation about everything, about the food. Really like an entertainer.
Please let me know how you thought about the video, and if you like it, please share